Hello, friends. This is Pastor Iverson Jackson, Pastor Zoe Bible Church. We have a very special program here today. We have with us a couple of my very dear friends, and Jerry and Charisse with Family Counsel.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yes, it
Just
is.
looking forward to what Miss Charisse has to share about us. But I'm going to ask Jerry to just kind of introduce the topic and let us know what's going on. And then I think Miss Charisse will inform us all. It's going to be good.
It's
So
gotta
stay
be
tuned.
good.
Well, thanks for having us. And, we all have heard a lot about the subject of abortion over the last forever, it seems like, where it's a controversial issue. But a friend of mine who used to go out and stand in front of one of the abortion facilities here in Little Rock had been out there. He went out there to pray in front of the abortion clinic in Little Rock. This is back when they were doing them here. And he said, I had an opportunity while I was there to talk with a young couple that came there to get an abortion. And he said, I talked them into saving their baby, not doing the abortion. And I said, well, wow, that's a really cool way to spend your morning. Some people go fishing, some people watch TV. He went out and prayed and helped save a life. Yeah. And I still remember the day that he looked across the room there in my office and he said, Jerry, we have to find a way to reduce the demand for abortion. Because he said, we can pass laws to make abortion illegal, and we should.
Yes.
He said, we could nail the door shut over there at the abortion clinic, but the demand would still be there.
Yes.
And we have to find a way to reach people's hearts, their minds, reach their decision-making process so that the demand goes away. And so that's when I went to Charisse. I said, Charisse, why don't we do something to reduce the demand for abortions? And here's what we came up with. We said, there are scores of pregnancy help organizations around the state, pregnancy centers that help women and girls with an unplanned pregnancy. And I said, what is the thing that they need the most? And unfortunately, it's like a lot of things, it's money.
It's money.
They just don't have the funding. And I said, what if we were to raise money and just give it away? Give it to these people that are doing the good work so they can do more of it. So we launched a foundation called the ARFuture Foundation because unborn children are our future. The children, and might I add, Iverson, I know you could preach a sermon on it, but the devil hates children. He has always tried to kill the children.
Absolutely.
Look at all the times down through the Bible where evil rulers would order the killing of children, and there's just something devilish, demonic about the killing of children, and abortion, we know, does that. And we know that people that have been a part of an abortion, yes, there's forgiveness there.
Absolutely.
God's forgiveness is there for all of us, but that's a problem we should not have is abortion. So, Charisse, you may want to talk a little more about what we're doing.
So, great intro. We launched this organization with the thought in mind, how can we make abortion irrelevant? Where it's not even the first thought, it's not even a thought that crosses the mind of a young lady that finds herself in an unexpected pregnancy, because she already knows that I have the support, I have the love, I have everything that me and this baby will need for life and for future. So that's why we started ARFuture Foundation in 2018. And since then, we've grown considerably over the years, and we've been able to provide grants for these pregnancy help organizations. And I'll kind of talk a little bit about the pregnancy help organizations. You hit on it earlier, that most of them are called pregnancy resource centers. They've also been called crisis pregnancy centers in the past. But we have over 60 plus locations in Arkansas. Most of them are pregnancy resource centers, but there are also maternity homes. And then there are nonprofit life-affirming social service agencies. And that's kind of like Catholic charities, things of that sort. And then it also includes adoption and foster agencies. So we have 60 plus of them, and that's a lot of money to raise.
Yes.
And that's a lot of support to provide. There's an organization, Charlotte Lozier, who does studies on how much money is the U.S. actually saves through the work that these organizations do, and it's millions, millions of dollars of free services that they provide. And so, just to kind of give you an idea, the pregnancy resource centers, they've been around for quite a while. And that's one of the reasons why we do this, where we want to bring awareness, because these are not new organizations. The first pregnancy resource center began in 1968 with the opening of Birthright in Toronto, Canada. And between 1969 and 1970, they started opening everywhere with locations in Atlanta and Chicago. So some of the things that they offer a lot of free resources. So number one, if you think you might be pregnant, you can get a free pregnancy test, pregnancy options counseling. This is where the part where we talk about we want to perpetuate life, hope, and truth comes in. This is what our foundation is all about, life, hope, and truth. These women need to know the truth about their pregnancy and all the options that are available. So they find out the truth about how you can keep this baby. They find out the truth about if you don't think you want to keep the baby, the adoption and all the other fostering and options that you have. And they find out the truth about if you choose to have an abortion, this is what your body is going to go through. This is how you're going to be affected mentally, and how it can damage you, your family, for generations to come.
And Charisse, I think that's the big lie that's out there, is that abortion solves the problem.
Right.
People say it's a problem pregnancy. And the way I solve the problem, Iverson, is I get an abortion. And what has been proven to be the case is that you just created another huge problem, because not only do you have the issues with the pregnancy, but then the abortion just heaps more issues on there. And I bet you've counseled with people that have been through those kind of situations, and it doesn't solve the problem, it creates more problems.
It does.
But that's the big lie that's out there in the popular culture, is it'll just make everything back like it was, good as new. And we'd like to be able to do that.
Right.
Wish we could, but it doesn't.
It doesn't. No.
Charisse, that's one of the things that I heard as far as, you have the pro-life, you have pro-abortion side. And someone said to me once, well, y'all are always talking about the pro-life or, the baby, but you don't think about, you're not helping the children that are here. And what I'm hearing you say is that we're going to be with them, not just, don't have an abortion and then we're gone off to another clinic.
Right.
This is that we're going to, these resources are available to help a young lady, whomever it may be, there, and to help get them through it and help to get life back to more of a normal state without that taking the life of that baby.
You're exactly right. And one thing that really is good that these centers have started to do is they've started programs for the dads. Because think of how many abortions that would not occur if the dad, the father of that child, stepped up and said, I'm with you, we're going to raise this child, we're going to be a family.
That's right.
A lot of women would not rush out there and get an abortion because they know they have support.
Absolutely.
These centers are encouraging dads to step up and take responsibility. And when they do, it's a game changer.
It is, absolutely.
It is a game changer.
Game changer, life saver.
Yeah. The research shows, along with just common sense, that most women decide to have an abortion because of fear that they won't have enough and that they don't have the support. And research also shows that mom and baby's biggest support is a supportive dad.
Mhm.
A
Right.
dad
Yeah.
that is there and says, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world. We may have gotten the cart out before the horse,
Right.
but we can rectify this, and it is not going to stop us from having a good life.
That's right.
And we can build a good life together. We can build a good life for this child as well, and we can move forward.
But the thing is, not every situation turns out that way. We wish it would, where there would be a dad there. The thing that these centers do is they say, okay, you're going to be a single mom. Let us teach you how to navigate that world. And guys, I can only imagine how hard it is to be a single mom.
Right.
Especially if you have more than one child.
Yeah.
That's got to be about the hardest job I can think of. But these centers help with how to manage your money, how to get a job, how to do a job interview, how to, just life skills
Yes.
that a lot of people need to know.
Right.
And they help these young girls and women with this. So these centers are way more than people reading scriptures and saying don't get an abortion.
Right.
They are medical clinics where you get an ultrasound, you get a pregnancy test, other services there, and then, like I said, life skills and things that people need to know.
Yeah, so I'll kind of walk you through what a young lady would experience when she comes to the place. So when she walks in, she's greeted with a smile, and she tells them what her issue is. They offer a free pregnancy test. Someone is there with her to sit with her and see the results of the pregnancy test. If she's willing and open to it, someone is there to pray with her. And when she is there looking at the test and it's got 2 lines, that is the moment when fear can step in and can just create all kinds of havoc in our heart and mind. But someone is always there to say, it's okay. You don't have to fear. We're here with you. We'll offer all the support that you need. Once they find out she's pregnant, they can also do STI testing. That's another thing they do, STI testing. If she does have some sort of infection, they can also offer treatment in some cases. But once she finds out she's pregnant, they can get her hooked up with community referrals. They can get her connected with obstetrical to go see an OBGYN. They also offer the ultrasound. This is really important. Not only do you need to have the pregnancy test, but you also need to verify with the ultrasound. And when they go in there and they show the ultrasound and they can see the heartbeat, studies show that most women, probably 90-something% of women, once they realize that's a human being, that's my baby, that's a life that's growing in my womb, they decide to choose life. So it's really important for these pregnancy resource centers to have ultrasound machinery and to have access to professionals, medical professionals, that know how to operate the machinery and to do a proper diagnosis there. So that's always good. And ultrasound machines are not cheap. But once they get past that, they get them hooked up with community referrals. They can also refer them to a local church. A lot of these organizations are affiliated with faith-based organizations. They're connected to a church. And if they are willing, and then they'll connect them with a local church. And then they can take advantage of all of those courses that are available, like you said earlier. The parenting classes, financial classes, nutrition classes, sexual risk avoidance education. Because, as you said earlier, it's about a mind and heart shift, so that you don't find yourself in this same situation again. How can we help you to shift your mind and thought process? So they even do that as well. But when they take these classes, there's an opportunity for them to earn something they call baby bucks, where they can take advantage of the baby boutique that most places have, and it has everything mom and baby need for the first 2 years. So maternity clothes, baby clothes, diapers, wipes, formulas, bottles, nursing supplies, car seats, nursery items, what do you call it? The baby sleeps in the cribs. Everything that mom and baby need they have access to that, and it's all free. It's all free to that woman, but all of that takes money.
Yes.
And this is where ARFuture Foundation steps in. As he said before, that is their greatest need. Most of the directors of these organizations spend a huge amount of time on fundraising and friend raising, trying to find donors and donations. So our mission is to take that load as much as we can off of their shoulders so that they can focus on ministering to these women. And this is where you all can come in, others can come in, is we are a foundation that accepts private funding from donors, from people who want to give to this cause. We currently at the time do not take any public funding. So all of the money that we raise for grants that I mentioned earlier come from private donors. We have monthly donors, we have donors that give annually, but these are people who see the vision and understand the need for it in Arkansas and have decided to partner with us.
I want to brag on Charisse just a little bit, Iverson, if I may. So one thing she hasn't told you is that she literally gets in the car and drives all over the state of Arkansas and visits these pregnancy help centers. And she interviews the people, she gets to know the directors, she learns about their programs, how much money they need, how they're spending it, and all those things. And one of the reasons we do that, a couple of them, in fact, we want to be an encouragement to the people that run those centers because they get beat down pretty good, just in the kind of work that they're doing. It's just hard.
Yes, it is.
But the other thing is, we want to be able to look our donors in the eye and say, we have granted your money to a center that's going to use it wisely.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we vet the centers so that if people give us money to pass on to them, then we have confidence it's going to a responsible group of folks. The other thing is, none of that money that's given right now is used to pay Charisse's salary. That's paid through an organization called the Family Council. And so when people give money, it goes, most every bit of it goes right into the grants. And so we're doing our best to channel as much money as we can out there. So it's a tax-deductible gift.
Absolutely.
It goes to save lives. It'll help people right here in Arkansas, and I think it's high leverage.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Gift.
And very good. Thank you for bragging on me. Unless you do this type of work, you don't understand the load that it is to work with women that are at their lowest in their most vulnerable place. And they also, one thing that I did mention is they also do abortion counseling. Not everyone that comes through decides to choose life. Most do. But then there are a few that say, no, I'm still going to abort this baby. And they show such love and grace to them. They say, well, okay, if that's what you choose to do, that's your decision, but you're going to need some help afterward. So come back and see me.
Wow. That's great.
And I'll talk with you and I'll pray with you and I'll help you work through emotionally and physically what is happening to you. But sometimes you need someone to talk to about that because that's heavy and it's a lot. So I'm glad that I've been able to develop those relationships with our directors that sometimes we get on the phone and we just talk and cry, and sometimes they need a hug, and sometimes they need to go out to lunch. But these are women that have a burden for this work. God has called them to this, and you cannot do this work unless you've been called. And not everybody is called. There are some that are called, but there are some that are chosen to help the called. And I think that's where you can come in. As he said before, we are making sure that every dollar right now is going straight to grants or operations, whatever we need to keep the organization going. But we're in our growing stage. We would love to get to the point where ARFuture Foundation can stand on its own. so where we're not dependent on another organization, where all of our operations, including salaries and everything else, is dependent solely on ARFuture Foundation. But we can't do that without the financial support. So there are ways that you all can join. If you feel burdened, like we've felt burdened, there's something that you can do to help. You may not be able to sit directly with a woman and counsel her through an abortion, after an abortion, but you can send funds that would supply the salary for the lady who is burdened and called and trained. Because that's another thing. These women are professionals. They're not just someone who feels the call and is doing the best they can. These people have, a lot of them have medical degrees. There are a lot of nurses. They work with doctors. And they also do training every year at different nationwide organizational conferences. There's CareNet, there's Heartbeat International, there's NIFLA, which I can't remember what it stands for. But all of these organizations offer specialized training for this type of ministry. But all of that costs money.
Right.
And that's another thing that fortunately we have been able to help provide through our grants. We do a $5,000, we offer a $5,000 grant. There are 2 grant opportunities this year that we've offered, the Southern and Eastern Arkansas grant, and that one is specifically written to target the underserved areas of Arkansas, the Southern and Eastern Arkansas, rural areas, high poverty areas. I've directly send that money to those areas. And then we have the Bright Futures grant, and that is open to the entire state, just to hit those areas that need an extra assistance. But the way that you can help us and partner with us is you can go to our website. It's ARFutureFoundation.com, ARFutureFoundation.com, and you'll find out all the information that we just talked about. And if you'll scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a donate button, and that'll send you to our donation page where you can do a credit card donation. You can have it directly drafted from your bank. You can also call our office. It's 501-375-7000. We're located downtown, a couple of blocks from the Capitol. You can give us a call, and someone can help you that way. We've also had a new way. The last time I was on with you, we have a testimony to say. There was a lady that saw the program. I think it was late at night. She said she couldn't sleep. So she was up late that night. But she had been praying and asking God, I have this endowment through this other foundation that I want to go to something meaningful. And I really want to have, for it to have something to do with pro-life work. So she couldn't sleep that night. So she was up late at night and happened to come across your program and watched it. And she said, thank you, Holy Spirit. That's what I needed.
That's right.
And she gave me a call the next day and set it up for us to receive an annual endowment from her foundation.
Praise the
So
Lord.
that is another way that people can give, is if you want to set up an endowment where it comes to us annually, you can do that.
Well, and really, any way that you would give to your church or any other nonprofit tax-deductible
Absolutely.
organization, we are that.
Yes, we are.
And we can receive the funds that way. A church could make a donation. A business could make a donation. Another foundation could make a donation.
Absolutely.
Really, pretty much any entity out there that gives away charitable donations, we could receive.
Absolutely.
Even if people have an asset, like a vehicle or a boat or something like that,
Yes.
we can receive that. You can get the deduction for giving it, and we'd turn around and sell the car or the boat or whatever it is, and then use the money for the centers. So there are lots of ways that people can be a part.
Absolutely.
And you know what? If you can't donate right now, maybe you can later, but you can sure enough pray for us.
Absolutely. We definitely need prayer.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. We need prayer anyway. You can donate and pray. That'd be even better.
Absolutely. And come and volunteer.
Yes, absolutely.
That is
Absolutely.
really big.
Yeah.
How do you how do someone come and volunteer? Would they go to a pregnancy center, or they just come call and you guys?
If they want to come and help us,
Mm-hmm.
they can call the office. They can email me, Charisse, CHARISSE, at ARFuture Foundation, ARFutureFoundation.com. They can email me. We do have major mail-outs throughout the year that I could use help with. So thank you for that.
And we've had interns come and work
Yes,
in the
we have.
office, so that's been good.
Absolutely.
So there's a way to get involved.
There is.
There's a way to get involved.
There
Whether,
is.
whether you're an individual or whether you're an organization, there's a way for you to get involved. You know, you were mentioning Eastern and Southern Arkansas. And we were
Yes.
just in Eastern Arkansas last week, you know, handing out meals and stuff like that.
That's
so
awesome.
there's a way for
There
you to get
is.
involved. And God's putting it on your heart to say, well, I don't have any money. Well, lend your time, lend your talent.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Or
They-
just spread the word.
Spread the word.
Absolutely.
Tell people that we are here and we're doing our best.
Yes.
And one of the ways you can spread the word is social media. We are on all social media platforms. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on X. Like and follow our page, share it, get the word out. I actually had another donor just last week that decided to partner with us because they saw a Facebook post.
There you go.
So that someone else had shared. So
But it's the ARFuture,
ARFuture
Future
Foundation.
Foundation.
And we're on Facebook, ARFuture Foundation on Instagram, and ARFuture Foundation on X.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. You know, sometimes people think, and just kind of tie up the giving part of that, what I was saying, not what you guys are saying, but they think that they got to have a big amount, you know, and they don't think a dollar would help. You know, what if you had 1,000 people that gave $1?
Listen, we started a little, for one of our other organizations, we started the $9 a month club.
Wow.
And you
Wow.
know what? A lot of people
Yes.
signed up. Guess what? If you get 100 people signed up to give $9 a month, all of a sudden you got some real money.
You got some real
That's
money.
right.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And so I would say to anybody, $1, $5, $10, it all matters.
It all
and
matters.
we all know the story of the widow's mite.
Yes.
And
Very good.
but you know what? That puts responsibility on our end to use that money wisely.
That's right.
And that's the pledge that we make to everybody. We'll be sure that money is used wisely.
Absolutely. A lot of our donors are small amount donors. We have a lot
Sounds
of
like church.
yes, absolutely. That consistent
Yep.
$25
Yeah.
a month, that covers a lot of our operating expenses. And that's where we really need your help and your partnership is a consistent monthly amount, whatever it may be, whatever you can afford. I know I get Netflix. Netflix is like $10 a month.
I don't know. I don't.
You know, if there's a way to find it. I found money in
Yeah.
different ways. So, you know, you go back through your subscriptions, you realize there's a lot of money being pulled out
yeah.
for
Yeah,
subscriptions.
that subscription that you forgot you had.
Exactly.
You can cancel it.
Cancel it.
And do $10 to the ARFuture Foundation.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's right. Or maybe you could fast a meal, you know, once a week for however long, you know.
Or
and
or
take
half
peanut butter and jelly
or
sandwich.
just half a trip to McDonald's.
just half-
And nowadays, you
Right,
could,
nowadays.
that would
Good
be real
grief.
money.
So
Yeah.
what we're saying is, you know, if you have a desire, really have a desire, and I said this, I think Sunday, I think one of the reasons when we leave here, this earth, we're going to be with the Lord forever in eternity, is we're going to spend about half of that time thanking people that we never even got a chance to meet, those lives that people saved by their giving, and life is saved at these pregnancy centers. And that person, is somewhere in eternity, God is going to help them connect with those people that gave, that helped save their life. So we're going to need eternity, Jerry, to,
Absolutely.
to just go around thanking
Well,
people. And
Yeah, and
on
I don't know if
on
we have
on.
time for this. I'll tell this little story, and if we run over, you just cut it out. But I was talking to the pregnancy director, in I think it was Pine Bluff, and she was
about
just
that.
feeling really discouraged one day at the center, and she had to go to the store and buy some office supplies, and she was checking out, and the young lady running the register looked at her and smiled, and said, "Do you remember me?" And the pregnancy director looked at her and said, "Well, you're really pretty, but no, I don't remember you." And she said, "My daughter will be 12."
Wow. She came through that pregnancy.
She said, "You talked to me 12 years ago, and I didn't go through and have an abortion.
Wow.
And my daughter will be 12. Thank you for what you did."
I think that says it all, Jay.
Yeah.
And the lady said, "I went to my car and I just wept."
That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I think that says it.
It
Says it
does.
all. Any closing thoughts that as we are getting ready to wrap this up, you just can't overemphasize the importance of these pregnancy centers. There are 60 here
60
in the
plus,
state
over
of
60,
Arkansas.
probably close to 65.
So
Yeah.
somewhere you could say it's probably within, 20, 30 miles of where anybody lives, somewhere along
Absolutely.
that line. I know we got a lot of empty space in South Arkansas.
We need more of them. We
Yes.
need more.
More of them.
There ought to be one in every town that's big enough for a Walmart.
I agree.
I think if you're big enough for Walmart, you ought to have one.
And I think Dollar General is easing in on that too. So,
Maybe so.
I
but
will.
it's a great work, and we're so thankful that you guys are doing this work. And I'm going to let you guys close it out.
Well, I will say this. I talked about the grants. We will have a grant cycle opening this year, and it'll start on July 1st. So if you know of anyone that has a life-affirming pregnancy help organization, we'll have those grants available starting July 1st. They can apply all the way through the end of July, and then afterward, it'll go to our board, and we'll make a decision on those grant disbursements. And I will start dispersing checks in August, I believe.
Well, that's a
Yeah.
tight cycle.
It is. It is. We like to be efficient.
Yes.
Um,
Great.
So if you know of anyone that would like to apply, they can go to the website. That's ARFutureFoundation.com. ARFutureFoundation.com. And that's one of the things that we love. That's the whole point of this foundation is to provide that funding for these organizations. But once those grants are dispersed, that money has been spent. It's gone. So we'll need to replenish.
We're broke, in
Yeah.
other words. We've spent it all.
It's gone. It's gone. So being that we're about to do that cycle again, this is where we really need your help so we can replenish that funding and offer the same grants next year. So please prayerfully consider it.
Jerry?
I think Charisse said it very well. We are doing our best to stop abortions in Arkansas. We've already done a lot in passing laws. Now let's reduce the demand. And if we can do that, we've made a difference for generations.
Absolutely.
And we just want every young lady, young woman to know you are not alone. There's someone there to help you. There's someone praying for you. And find the Pregnancy Resource Center. Go to their website, call the number, and they can put you in touch with someone. You're not alone. God bless you. We love you.